Hi, welcome to Behind the Chair, where we will be discussing hairdressing with a true expert. I'm Stephanie Pickering, and today we have a longtime hairstylist, professional Katie Fenster. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Do you want to say anything about yourself?
Sure. Pleasure to be here, and yeah, let's get started.
All right, so first question I have for you is, what inspired you to become a hairdresser, and how did you get into this industry?
I started as a very young child, always experimenting with my hair, experimenting with anybody I could get to sit down and let me do it. And then I grew up, went through school, didn't really want to go to college, so I went into the field of being a secretary, which I hated.
Oh, really?
Yes, I hated it. And then, I don't know, I was a little discouraged, and then I thought, well, what I really want to do is something that I work with people and change their lives a little bit. And I thought of hairdressing, and I went into that.
Yeah, and so for school, like in high school, did they ever provide any opportunities for you to experiment with hairdressing?
No, we didn't have that back then. I went to a local beauty school.
Okay.
And I had children already. And so I figured it all out and got babysitters and got through and took the boards and got into it.
That's really cool. I really like that. And so what was one of your training experiences that you kind of think shaped who you are as a hairdresser now?
I worked in a lot of salons, and I think that's important to be able to get along with your coworkers. You also have somebody to back you up when you're a little like in a tight situation, say maybe hair coloring or something like that. You have somebody to ask. Rather than just going on your own and becoming a boss right away.
Yeah, and see, as a student for Cosmo, we have open salons, and I feel that sometimes it's very like, I get very like, kind of like awkward, and like I don't really know how to communicate with like the clients and stuff. Like, what is like advice you would give?
Oh, that is the most important thing in hairdressing is communicating with your client. You'll come upon many personalities, people that think they know what they're doing with their hair, but really don't. The most important thing you can do is to talk to them after they tell you what they think they want, and after they show you a picture sometimes of what they think they want, then you ask them that one proverbial question, and that's, what are you going to do with it when you get up in the morning? And if they say, well, not much, then you have your answer to what you're going to do next. Then you have to kind of explain to them what it entails and how much time they have to put into their hair to make it look like that. It's not just going to wait. You're not going to wake up and it's going to fall into place. So yeah, that's important. Because people have very strange ideas about their hair. Hair coloring is another thing. You have to let them know what they're in for. I know it's more, you know, you want to make money and everything else, but if they have to come in every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks, you got to let them know what they're in for financially.
Yeah, because it can be a lot.
It can be disaster. And then they don't have confidence, and you got to gain their confidence. That's the biggest part of the whole business
Okay, thank you.
I found.
And what are some of the biggest changes that you've seen in hairstyling trends, like, and techniques over the years?
Well, with everything comes and goes. A style will come in, a style will go out, it'll come back 4 years later called by a different name. But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And the basics are the most important thing. You have to be exact with your basics. I've been to a lot of shows during my career. I've watched artists on platform. They do all this fancy stuff. Everybody's watching and they're fluffing and they're doing and they're cutting and they're texturizing and doing all that kind of stuff. But in the end result, they usually, if you watch carefully, they come back to those basics again. And they may override what they just did with basics.
Okay, I see what you mean.
You gotta know your basics.
Yeah, it's like a foundation and everything. Yeah, that's like a really big important thing that our teacher, Ms. Patel, always talks about, foundations, because then with each person, the different face shapes and analyzing, you kind of have to know how to incorporate like your basics and everything. Okay, so that's very important.
Like I said, things have come and go. Perms. Perms were the rage. There's hardly any perms now, except for the fact that it's coming back with the men. They're having these hairstyles that they want curl on top, so they'll get a partial perm on top.
Yeah, I have noticed that through my years of high school. You see more guys get perms, and like especially my mom, and I always see photos of her when she was younger and she had a perm, and it's like I'm kind of surprised that it kind of fell out and everything.
Yeah, well,
it was really big back then.
It was. I mean, most of your clients were getting perms, and then way back then, you had clients that came in every single week. Those were your money clients. Then. That's no longer the case. I think in recent years I've had one person that would come every week for just a blowout. And she wanted a perm, but then she passed away, but she also, you know, was of that age and she couldn't get herself away from it. But that's kind of bygone, but you never know, it might come back.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know, things do show up after a while.
But I think color is the big thing these days.
And how do you stay updated with these new trends?
I used to go to a lot of shows, but then it became very repetitive. But the internet.
Social media is definitely
social
a big
media. Thing. You want to know how to do a certain style, boom, you put it on, you're like, wow.
So. All right, and then, so what advice would you give to someone who is just getting started in the industry? Is there like anything like?
I'll go back to what I said before. Your client is the most important thing. If you want to get ahead in this business, you have to learn how to listen to them. You have to listen to all of their problems. And you never, ever, ever give them advice.
Okay.
Ever. It will backfire on you. They come in and they tell you what their day has been like or what's been happening. You just listen, you hear it all in, and you make sure that they know it's not going any farther than that. It's very important. It's like a therapy session almost.
To keep it more professional too, you gotta
Yes.
And then would you give any advice, so like for me as a student, how would you say would be the best way for me to get myself out there to like maybe find a job and stuff?
Did they give you any leads after that?
I'm not sure too much about that yet, but we do have like the open salon, so we do like talk to people. But in like your experience, like how did you really get yourself like out there?
I don't know. I just went from salon to salon and sold myself. They usually had me do, you know, a cut or whatever like that. But I don't know what this day and age. I'm not sure what you would do if they have placements or I don't know.
Okay. And from your experience, do you prefer your own salon, or would you rather be working and like employed in another salon?
I think it's best to be employed in another salon for quite a while to get your footings, to see the workings of a salon, what you have to put into it. Owning your own salon would be ideal, but if you don't want to work alone and you want to have people under you, you have to know how to handle them and all of their problems. And it's huge.
Okay, yeah.
But in the beginning, I would work at a good salon. Doesn't have to be a big one.
And then, so most people nowadays, it's coming back where it's like you can rent out your own booth in a salon, like kind of have like your own separate business. Have you ever done that in your career?
No, I never did. I never rented. I took over a couple of small salons, but I never got into the renting.
Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, that was all really great advice. And just thank you for joining us today and for all of your insight on this industry as someone who wants to possibly go into it in the future. And Like, again, it was a pleasure to get the chance to speak with you, and I'm definitely going to take all of this advice you gave me to.
I think you might be very good in it.